Papai Noel?
Ho, ho, ho?
Uau, você existe!
Não, você bebeu Coca-Cola com mentos.
Que foi isso?
O quê?
Nada. O que você trouxe?
Veja você mesma!
O que é aquilo?
A realização que o futebol só atrasa a população?
É aqui que tava? Por que você não deu isso pro Brasil ainda?
Eu tentei, mas eles devolvem de novo e de novo. Mas o seu presente é aquela caixa.
Ih, plutônio?
Agora você só precisa de um pneu de trator e um prato de papel.
E o que você acha que vai acontecer se você ficar dando material radioativo pras pessoas assim?
Um monte de super-heróis dos anos 60? Tchau, divirta-se no hospital.
Babaca!
A year ago, in December 21st, 2014, Obama, wearing a fake chin to disguise himself after playing the devil, gets a call informing him that Operation Volitude Cleansing is starting, to destroy every nativity scene and remove Jesus from Christmas with the help of their infiltrated agents. The president then asks if Santa is in. Cristo é a origem do Natal, mas Papai Noel existe? But he refused, so the View bombed the North Pole. But Santa's workshop is so deep that it works as a bomb shelter, and the surviving elves use what's left of their tech to revive Santa. Kits de pequeno cientista? They also make Rudolph's red nose into a laser and make Santa have atomic powers when he eats cookies. After discovering his wife died and only using that as a motivation to go around killing people, without stopping to be sad or consider what his life's gonna be like or why his clothes are orange in the opening, Santa and Rudolph fly destroying clove irons in the sky in a sort of bullet hell slightly strategic until you get to a flying TV, like those everybody wants on Black Friday, in which they find out that Chimbama is ordering all the nativity scenes destroyed. Yes, this looks like an extremely biased game. Up to this point, I was going to comment on how stupid this story is, but it's like Chuck Norris making homophobic remarks, literally connecting his wearing of cowboy hats to Brokeback Mountain. You keep hoping it's a joke so the snack lady won't have to change the name of Chuck Norris. But, fortunately, it gets pretty clear that this game isn't that dumb. Your journey begins in New York, where you walk on rooftops deflecting cannonballs, destroying more clove irons, and going down chimneys to eat cookies and recover some energy. The control is interesting for being at the same time well thought out and causing infuriating moments. Allow me to explain. Santa has an extremely low jump, that is great, for instance, in the first scene. After just waking up and discovering what happened, you need to run through airstrikes over snow blocks that break away, being forced to jump to keep going and feeling weak and incapable as you get hit. The explanation why Santa is weak is clear, but when you need to control Santa like this, you actually feel weak. Unfortunately, in the rest of the game, the jump is too low for many moments, and you are going to throw yourself onto enemies thinking you can jump over them, and fall into holes thinking the apex of your jump is higher. You can adapt and stop jumping unless it's absolutely necessary, but in a game about being awesome, the last thing you want is to feel restricted. On the other hand, the fact that Santa kicks ass to the point of deflecting cannonballs compensates very nicely if you don't try to jump. And the health meter being Santa and Rudolph's faces bleeding makes a lot more sense than Die Hard's foot meter in the NES. And, don't forget, eventually you find a cookie that activates atomic powers. 3 Mile Wild cookies are flavors of blight and phosphorus, a chance of Chernobyl in every package. That makes Santa yellow, and increases his health, besides allowing him to use shots of yellow. Não, eu não vou fazer uma piada sobre neve amarela. Eu só queria conseguir parar de pensar em neve amarela. By the end of the rooftops, you encounter more machines, a few soldiers that won't show up anywhere else, view from the Illuminati, and a floating Christmas tree. After defeating the enemies obsessed with triangles that no one explains if they are aliens, a religion, or just a group of people from a club with nothing else to do, the tree becomes an airship with ornament-shaped bombs, a gun, and an infinity of clothes irons. The moves this boss uses are pretty easy to memorize and avoid. Bombs, shots, bombs, iron shots. After a few hits of the bag, the pilot says Santa will never defeat him with a bag, and that's why he's going away. Oh, and he's a rapper. Good to know. He uses a can of Monster Energy drink to open a portal to the Secret View City, because besides the bosses giving up being comically forced, it comically extends into taking you directly to the enemy's headquarters. Santa then uses Rudolph to finish destroying the ship. The moves are the same, but you need to be a bit more strategic. Before it was just hiding and stepping away from the irons, now they are more effective, and the gun that practically never hit you is also a bit more effective. You're gonna want to get rid of the cannon first. Without it, you can evade the clothes irons more easily, which are what causes more damage. Then you can focus on destroying the tree while avoiding the attacks. As soon as you destroy MC Wrapping Paper's tree ship, which is not even in the top 50 of ridiculous things bought by rappers, you get to the Secret View City. And here, for whatever reason, the game changes a little. The stage isn't much bigger, but it gets a little frustrating. Good part of that is because of some bugs that start to show up, like ships appearing too high to be hit, and you having to reset the game because you can't go to the next stream without destroying them, or simply getting stuck in a corner. The design also has a few less inspired moments, like a clothes iron you need to be exactly in the right place to destroy, and a jump into nothingness. That being said, the game is still fun enough to keep going, though I was already thinking it would be too long if it had a third stage. Finally, you find the 12th plague of Egypt. Bunny bugs.
What's up, Doc?
They are the typical infinite enemy. A new reason to train your timing and avoid getting close. Nothing terrible. It makes more sense than the jackalopes in Jackie Chan Adventures, or the chimney in Egypt. And if you're thinking about eggs, you got it right. Yep, the big enemy controlling the Vu, Obama, and the rappers is the Easter Bunny. It still makes much more sense than chocolate-shitting bunnies. The great bunny master, besides being an anti-Muslim racist, is trying to take all images of Jesus from the world so his holidays be his alone. And before you can ask how Santa, the Easter Bunny, and Jesus exist in the same world without causing an explosion that destroys reality,
the destruction might in fact be very localized, limited to merely our own galaxy.
You're eating the second atomic biscuit and attacking Atomic Santa's arch-nemesis, the Antichrist mutant belly-eyed bunny. Antichrist mutant belly-eyed bunny, Antichrist mutant belly-eyed bunny, Antichrist mutant belly-eyed bunny, Antichrist mutant belly-eyed bunny. The horrible demon bunny of badness who isn't nice has well-defined moves like the other boss. It shows up and opens its umbilical eyelids, just because the player needs a place to attack. Then it creates lights that attack you, flies over the screen twice, brings eggs with upside-down crosses painted on, and flies over the screen again. Also, there are infinite bunny bugs here, just in case you come to this platform, forget and stop hitting. And here lies the biggest of the frustrations. A number of bugs that interrupt the battle and stop you from continuing, like the big bad bunny disappearing or Santa getting stuck in agony from its attack. But after getting the one villain not even Krang would have hired, you see that Rudolph slept this whole time. Eu devia ter uma piada sobre essa explicação. The game ends with Obama and the rapper homeless sharing a loaf of bread. But then you ask, Fernando, isn't this a little too anti-religious? Doesn't this bother you? Nope. As I said, when I started playing, I was ready to criticize the obviously ridiculous message that somehow celebrating a holiday with stories of poverty and persecution or sadism and death would be magical. But it'd be wrong to think of a bunny crapping chocolate or an old man that can monitor the whole world like a dictator, but only uses this once a year to give children gifts that, according to almost every version, would be thrown out. The story is clearly humorous, playing with the stereotypes spilled out by fanatics. Yeah, a lot of people here in Brazil don't know, but in the US this has been happening for a while. Every time someone talks about something out of the most common patterns, fanatics attack suggesting humanity is being destroyed. From racist fanatics attacking different versions of Santa.
And by the way, for all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white. Just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change.
To accusations that Obama would have to be a Muslim for not being George Bush. And that's besides the countless conspiracies. Recently, when asked which of the conspiracy theories about him was the most fun, and that already tells you there are many, he said J-Town 15. The notion that during military exercises Obama would confiscate guns from Texans, or in some way force people into accepting a third mandate, become a dictator, or give the country to the VU, I don't know. So this kind of media helps show how ridiculous those ideas are. At the same time, the world of the game has mystical creatures, but the guy doesn't show up. Everything about removing the image of Jesus is said without the guy showing up as real. And that, besides keeping the issues of faith as such, allows you to consider the idea of removing religious aspects and how that shouldn't be forced. I suppose that was the creator's idea, showing there are both good and bad Christians and that no change should be by force. Vocês sabem qual é a minha opinião quanto ao Natal? It isn't the birthday party for an avatar that cosplays as a bunny. Mas é claro que qualquer intenção de impor a sua ideia seria fanatismo mais do que ridículo. Eu preferiria muito mais... Papai Noel? Você existe! Tchau, divirta-se no hospital.